education, Kenyan education gets recognized here in Germany, and one of the requirements was Hello guys, welcome back. So in today's video, I'm going to share my German language journey. I did my B2 exam last week and I passed, and I think I should share how my journey has been, because that was really the last stage of German language level that I needed for my things. That's why I thought, oh, let me share. Maybe it can help someone or encourage someone who is learning German and wants to give up. So I will give you a short story or history of how I started my German language. I actually didn't intend to learn German. I have never thought of learning German, but I needed it for my visa, because I needed to apply for a family reunion visa to come to Germany, and for any for any long stay visa that is 90 days and above, you need to have a one German certificate. Yeah, so I needed that visa, and that's how I started my German language, and that was in 2020. Before I really was serious with my German language, I had started learning German with these apps. That was the Duolingo and what was the other one? The Babel, yeah. So at that point, I thought I was very good, and I reached to this friend of mine whom I made me to come into contact with the German language. And I told her, I'm learning German. I need A1 for the certificate. Then she asked me, where are you learning? And then I told her, yeah, I'm just learning online with these apps. I had stopped using Duolingo, but I was using Babbel, and I had a 1-year subscription. And she said, nah. It's when she told me, no. If you want to do A1, it's good you register yourself in a school. Oh, and I was like scared. I was, oh my God, so what have you been doing? And it was almost 3 months. So I decided to register to this known institution. We all know Goethe Institute. So I registered because that was the certificate they needed for my visa. But at this time, there was Corona already. The pandemic was there. So I could not go physically to school. So I registered online. And online, I registered for the one, not for the group learning, but the individual learning student, individual learning program, yeah? So that's how I started my German language. And Flo, because she really helped me. Flo really helped me. If she didn't give me this tip, I could have not really been here, because once I started learning with this institution, with Goethe, I realized, oh my God, I haven't learned a lot. I haven't learned a lot. I don't know anything. And the first word they did was begrüßen. The first word that I learned in the Dutch was, because they teach you how to say hello, and that was begrüßen. And I don't know, at that time that word was so difficult, and I almost gave up just by reading it, because I thought it was so long and I couldn't say, and with the umlaut I was like, begru what? And I was like, no, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm not learning German. I'm not going to Germany. I am not learning German, because at that time I was already also learning Swedish. So when I combined Swedish with German, I got really confused for a moment. And then that's when I learned the tip that if you want to learn German, the long words, you really need to divide the words. If the word is too long, you divide it into 3 parts. And if it's too short, like long but not that long, you divide it into 2. Because mostly German words are always a combination of two words. So that was the first experience I had with the German language, and that almost made me to give up. But I didn't give up. I continued, and in June 2020, I did my first exam, the A1, and I passed. So after passing and finding it was actually not, it was a fair exam, I got courage. I was like, oh, I can do it. You get the motivated. I can do it. I can do it. So after that, I registered for my A2 course again. It was online. Then in September 2020, I did my A2. So A2, by the time I was doing A2, it was really good with me because I had, from my A1 results, I had looked where my weakness were and where my strength were. So I had worked on them during this time. And one of my weakness from A1 was listening, and that I improved in A2. So in general, I passed. Then there was still the pandemic, and things were still closed. So I took a break. I couldn't continue with B1 or B2 because at that moment I thought it's not going to help me because I am in Kenya actually, and I don't speak the language. So I didn't see the need of really doing B1 or B2. But once I came to Germany, the end of December, I decided that I'm going to register for B1 because now I'm in Germany and I need to advance my German language. But also one thing that made me register for my B1, another motivation I got, when I looked, I needed to let my education, Kenyan education, get recognized here in Germany. And one of the requirements was B2 level, and that was because I was in a medical field. And for you to work in a medical field, you need B2. Don't quote me wrong. For you to work in a medical field, not the under nurse job, not the there is other healthcare jobs. You don't need your B1 is already okay, but this one I needed, or even A2 is okay. But for what I had, one of the requirements for the recognition process was B2. So I had to start immediately, and I registered myself because I came around 30th December, and then I registered by 11th January, yeah. Oh my God, that was no, I don't know, it was good idea now, but at that time I thought it was not a good idea to start immediately because it was an online course, and it was a group online course because when I came to Germany, there was still lockdown, and everything was closed. Like there was total lockdown. Only the supermarkets were opened at that time, so the school were closed, and every school was offering only online courses. So this time I didn't take as an individual person, but I registered for a group. I thought for a group I need to learn and talk to other people, but it was not really a good idea because in the group they didn't like weigh the levels where you are. I was only like 12 days in Germany, and I was in the course with the people who have stayed in Germany for like 6 years, 4 years. The list was 3 years. Yeah, in my course, it was 3 years. So you can imagine you are in class with these people who are in this German level. So in the course, the teacher assumes that you can understand, you are in the same level. So during introduction, I said I'm not long here, only 10 days. The teacher wanted to be slow with me, but the other participant, it's a little bit difficult because they just talk and talk and talk without consideration. But the good thing is that the school was quite good. You could complain and write a complaint letter where you say you need to be like, they need to consider you and control how people are talking, because on internet is difficult. Online, I mean, not internet, online is difficult to control. everybody is speaking at the same time unless the teacher mutes. You know, this Zoom, yeah, what way am I calling it? Zoom, Zoom class. So they controlled a little. It was difficult for me because I was not understanding things at the beginning. But then I decided, for me to understand better and not give up early, to always go through the book, the course, because we had this course book that we were doing the next day per day or something. So I had to go through it before the course. So when I'm in the course, I have idea already with the vocabularies, you know, because I had already long break from September until the last time I did my A2 exam, and I was not speaking the language or using the language. So when I go through the vocabulary before the course, when I am in the course, I am understanding better and I can participate. So that was the process, and I did my B1 until April or May because it was divided into two, B1.1 and B1.2. So, and it was intensive course. That is another thing also I would not recommend, because intensive for a beginner in Germany and you are in class with people who are really fast, it was not a good idea. I know I wanted to learn the language fast because I thought they will want my B2 results sooner, but the process took longer. So I could have actually done half intensive, where you are to attend the course twice, so that you have twice per week, so that you have at least some time. But I took a course that I was attending 5 times a week, and that was too much for me. But I continued like that, and I was done and registered for B2 because the schools were still not open. We were still in lockdown, and registered for B2. And B2, by the time I was starting B2, I had actually gotten better because I had repeated the vocabulary, I had learned and at least talked in the course and built some confidence with the language. So B2 I also did, and once I was done with B2, the schools were already opened and people could do exam. But oh God, I was only done with the course, but not good with writing, not good with listening, not good with all those levels that I was going to be tested. So I thought, instead of paying for the exam, because you pay to do the exam, right? And if you fail, you repeat the exam. Repeating the exam means you spend more money again. And I was not looking to fail. So I decided to to not do the exam and instead repeat the whole course on my own and not like registering in a school. So, but before that, I had a break and then re-register for communication course, because my problem now was I didn't have friends and we were in a lockdown. I was not working, so ideally I was not speaking the language. And yet the only way you can actually be good at this language is by speaking it. Only learning the vocabulary is not helping, because you learn, if you don't use them, you forget. So I registered in communication course, and in communication course there was one that had 12 people and one that had 8 people. I decided to register for the 8 people because I thought, when the lesser we are, the more I have a possibility to talk a lot. Oh God. It was not it was not as I thought. It was still difficult because communication course, everyone wants to talk, and other people talk really, it's normal. Other people talk a lot, other people talk less. So with that brings a little difficulty to control everyone. So after that, I decided I'm not going to register in any other course, but to look for a way I'm going to to improve my German. So I decided to apply for a job. the job has nothing to do with what I did in Kenya or who I was or whatever. So I applied a job as a sales representative, and my intention was to apply for a job that would allow me speak to people, would allow me to interact. So I applied for the job, and when I got the job, it's when I realized I don't know any German. Like you can write, you can write, you can read, but when it comes to speaking, it was difficult. I don't know. It's like what you learn is not what you get on your daily to day activity. So I almost I almost resigned, saying that I can't do it anymore because it's a job where you needed to speak like you are a sales representative, like you are talking to the client. You are an advisor, actually. Yeah, it's more of an advisor. So you talk to the clients, advise them on what they want, help them. So that one, I was like, okay, and I don't have any word. But gladly, many of my clients were polite with me. Like they know you are a foreigner, and they see you are trying your best to speak, and then they will ask you, oh, how long have you been here? And then I will tell them 6 months, and then they'll, oh, but you speak good German. And that one motivated me to continue speaking and making mistake. And at first, I had a problem. I was thinking, oh, when you speak to the native Germans, then they hear your mistake, so you don't want to speak. But my colleagues advised me, and my manager said, no, that you can't learn. Everyone makes a mistake, so you just really need to try. You need to try. And that's how I gained confidence, because I knew even if I make mistake, they understand. I am human, they understand, So that really helped me to gain the confidence to speak German and improve. And from that time, I started actually learning. I bought vocabulary books, and the vocabulary books I bought from A1 to B2. And I started from A1. I started my vocabulary from wiederholen. I started my vocabulary wiederholen. Was ist wiederholen? Revising from A1. Oh, and this really helped me because, from A1 you have the day vocabulary, day-to-day vocabulary, but all those I had forgotten. So with this repeating of the vocabulary helped me to speak more, helped me to feel confidence in myself, to speak, to engage myself in small talks, So yeah, that's how I continued. And but then I had holiday, and the holiday I lost my time. And I don't say it's good, because the problem is we speak a lot of English at home, and when you speak a lot of English, then you don't speak German, then you have the problem to make your sentence and what. So we had holiday, and I spoke a lot of English at home, and this made me again go back to square one. So I had to postpone my exams. So I was to do my B1 exam in November. Actually B2. I wanted to skip B1 exam because I thought I didn't need it. But at the end of the day, I ended up doing B1 exam. So, and that was in February this year, 2022. Oh yeah, 2022. I am now having problem with the mixing the German and the English. Yeah? So I was to do again in November. I paid for it. I didn't do, and I was charged the postponement fee of 50 euros. And then by the time I wanted to now apply in January this year, all was booked. And it's when I decided, oh God, I think I will need to do B1 exam, because I needed it for my foreign affairs department, and then do my B2. So immediately I did B1. I had already also registered for B2, and it was only 1 month difference. So I went, did my B1, because I had I was really well prepared. and I passed. But my B2 was the problem, because my B2, I already had fear in it, because many people had actually said how difficult it is, and everyone tells you it's really difficult. So I had already this anxiety with the exam, and I was actually not putting more effort. You can even tell from my results. Yes, I passed. That is good, because that is the end goal. I passed the pass mark, but that is not how I performed before, and that is not how I always perform. But yeah, it is what it is. So when I went to the exam, I already had this anxiety, and in my first paper, the exam goes through the whole day. And my first paper, I already had panic and I couldn't write, so I started and cancelled and then restart and all that. But yeah, I passed. It was really difficult. It was really difficult, but yeah, so I passed, and now I am at B2 level, and I will now submit it where I wanted to submit it. Yeah, so ideally that was the journey. Sorry, was my German language journey. I started in 2020. For 6 months, I did A1 and A2. I think 6 or 7 months. And then I had a break, and then did my B1 and B2 course for 7 months. Yeah. And then took a break, and then now wrote the exam this year when I thought I'm well prepared. Would I want to continue with C1, C2? No, I don't think. I don't think I want to continue. To learn it as something to be tested, no. But continue learning it to improve my German level, yes, I will learn. Continue learning it for my career or what? Yes, the rest I will learn in the process. But learning that the one that you need to be tested and what, I think I am done. I have enough. Those who want to do C1 and C2, they are the last level. I think it's more literature, like English literature. So it's more for those who really want to do translation, I think, and it's another level. It's like a diploma. So yeah, I'm good. And that was my German level language. That is all. That is how I managed to reach at this level. And yeah, I think the next video will be the tips. Oh, no, or how do I say it? If you are you are aspiring German language student, or you want to learn now or what, then you can leave in the comment section what you'd like me to talk about, if it's tips or how I did specifically, I don't know, like anything to do with the German language. I can share, yeah. And I have a version of this video in German, so you can also watch it. Yeah. Thank you. Bye. Until the next video, and don't forget to subscribe. Please, 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 please don't forget to subscribe, click the notification button and subscribe. Thank you. Bye.